1,000 years. It's been so long, and I've been putting on fire with gasoline. See these eyes so red. All right. Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. It is July 26, 2025. Intro might be a little long, but I've been busy. I've been a busy bee. I went to bed at like 4 a.m. last night. Got up 8 a.m. today. Mowed the front and backyard. Dude, extracurricular activity can get you in trouble. Here I am doing the Christ-like thing, the Christian thing, which we're going to get into Christianity today. Was like, maybe I should, like, I was mowing and I seen this little alleyway on the side of the house, and I was like, I'm going to go back up in there, and it was pretty. It was long, but I was like, I could go up there. I got a riding mower. I'm like, I can go up there and mow a little bit. Like, mow at least one strip. Because I'm battling Ferngully back there. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm like, maybe if I'd, like, slowly infiltrate my way into the forest, you know, I can, like, mow this down just a little bit at a time. A little bit further at a time. Infiltration, you know. Dude, I don't know what the fuck I hit. If it was like metal netting. My mama has like so much junk laying around this yard. We need to do like a yard cleanup, man. We're making it look nice, you know, knock on wood, but it's like, it's fucking hard, dude. Like, this place was like, there was a Dr. Seuss book about somebody's next door neighbor was a junkyard. It was my favorite Dr. Seuss, but that's how it is. I live in a junkyard, man, and I need to clean this shit out. And I don't know. I'm doing a lot of, not spring cleaning, obviously, summer cleaning. So I mowed front and backyard. I put out a little short today showing you guys my pumpkin that I'm growing, me and Sammy. We grow a lot of shit. We have a bunch of potatoes, dude. I'll show you. Maybe another day I'll show you. But we have a big thing of potatoes. We're going to make maybe like shepherd's pie with it, which is a old Irish dish. Kind of like a meatloaf, layer of mashed potatoes, and then like cheese, like shredded or nacho. Like, that's kind of an Americanized, but, you know, I'm a Mick. But, so I did that. I got an oil change today. Dude. So, I told you guys oh, by the way, Lammy Chillmeister, your co-host. I told you guys, by the way, that, I'm getting rid of White Rabbit, the Conspiracy Mobile, R.I.P. Shout outs to it, you know, it will be crushed or parted out for money. Gotta do what you gotta do. I got the Caddy now. So, the Caddy, dude, if you've owned a luxury car, you know that everything has to be special. I mean, there's certain cars that only take premium. Like, if you put unleaded in it, like, was it 79 unleaded or whatever in it, it'll be like spitting and sputtering and shit. It ain't that fancy, but it is fancy. Like, my car would take, like, you know, 50, 60 bucks at Valvoline to do an oil change. Like, hers would cost like 100. So I went to Walmart the other day, earlier this week, to get an oil change, and I wasn't able to make it happen because they were all booked up. I went in today's Saturday. I went in all booked up. She said, do you want to make an appointment for tomorrow? I'm like, no, I just want to get this shit done. Like, I will pay double just to have it done now. Because I'm up, I'm running, I'm gunning. You know, I'm a busy dude. So I went over and I pulled into, and by the way, they don't sponsor this show, but I talk about everyday life. I don't even know, by the way, if this is going to be a conspiracy corner or a blue pill. Who knows? I'm a chaos magician. I control my reality. I do, and I talk, and I say whatever the fuck I want. So, buckle in, dude. It's a fucking podcast. Chill out. It's talk radio. There's a company. I'd never even heard of this company. I was trying to find Valvoline, but they're a competitor and they're like right next to Valvoline. So I found them first, and parking lot's empty, all that jazz. So I went to, the company's name is Oil Changers. Not a very good company name. But I went in, and I pulled in the parking lot, and the dude's waving me, and I said, hang on a second. So I called him over. I'm like, how much is an oil change? I said, just ballpark, you know, and he's like, $50. I'm like, okay, no line. I said, bet, you know, all right, let's do this. So I get in there, and I said, the only thing that I have to ask, I said, is I'm a burnout, so I need to have the reminder sticker on my windshield. I said, you guys do reminder stickers? He said, yeah. I said, cool. Bet, you know, let's do this shit. $50. So they talked me up like $20 to get like a special synthetic oil for like older cars with high mileage, which we do, because we do a lot of traveling for, honestly, this channel. That, and I want to see the world. YOLO, you know. So I get in there, and I'm getting the oil change. He talks me up, which is cool. It's only $20. They start fucking cleaning my windshield with a swiper. I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting my windshield clean. I'm like, I'm gonna come back here, dude. No line, cheap prices. You're cleaning my windshield. And then, when we cash out and shit, he hands me a ticket and says, here's your free car wash. It's attached to a car wash thing. I'm like, free car wash? He's like, yeah, every oil change you get a free car wash. Just type in this code. It's got a little code printed on it. Obviously, I'm not going to show it so you can steal my code. Not you, but some psycho out there. But, like, yeah, dude, like, so Oil Changers is what it's called, dude. Fucking hit them up, dude. I'm going back. I told my wife about it, and she's like, holy shit. Because she's been spending like a Benjamin on each oil change, and it's like, dude, we could have been stacking chips, man. And getting your windshield cleaned, a free car wash, like, fucking dope shit, you know? But that's my day. I'm gonna podcast, and then I might weed eat later. Who knows, when the sun sets, because it's hot as fuck. I fucked my mower up, though. That was what I was gonna say. I fucked my mower up, dude. Like, trying to be a good Christian boy, mow the side over here, and next thing I know, it just clunk, 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 and like fucking like stopped working. Me and Sammy had to push it down, push it back, push it up on like little ramps, and then like check underneath. Which, by the way, don't ever stick your hand up there. My brother cut like 2 of his fingers off. Yeah, that's messy shit, because it becomes pressurized if it gets stuck. Even if it's off, if you cut loose, whatever, it'll be like and slice your fucking finger off. Yeah, it turned out fine. I was like, thank you, God. You know. All right, so we talked about death. There's 2 episodes I did. Death Comes in Threes. Go check that episode out. And the reason I do this is because it's like, go check it out so I don't have to rehash my shit. Death Comes in Threes and Ozzy Osbourne Passed Away. Go check those 2 episodes out. And then watch this one. We're going to talk about some shit that's pissing me the fuck off. So, in this channel, and I've actually gotten a compliment before, because I do read y'all's comments. It's a small channel, so I'm able to. Now, if this channel ever blows up, I'm not going to be able to. But someone had said, dude, I love your style of podcasting because you always use Occam's razor and you play devil's advocate. I tried to. I always try to. You guys know that. That's why, honestly, dude, this is not a big conspiracy channel. I mean, I put out almost 500 episodes. Like, it's a big conspiracy channel, but I'm talking big as far as like successful. Because in the conspiracy community, dude, everyone is like, pick a side right now. This is my side. I'm a Christian Republican, QAnon guy. You know, like, everyone has their little labels, and I've always been like, I'm a witch, I'm a classic liberal, and I play devil's advocate, and I'm a skeptic. And in the conspiracy community, that's like the biggest black sheep stance you can take, and people for some reason put us as outliers, you know, which sucks, because it's like, I feel like this is the best stance to take. I don't want to play, it's two birds or two wings, the same bird. I don't play the left-right paradigm. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Q-tard anymore. Used to be. I just try to live my life as a normal human being a free American. I'm very libertarian, honestly. So I feel like we need to analyze something. The left, and I just stated I'm a classic liberal, and I always emphasize that I'm a classic fucking liberal, which is pretty much moderate today, which is, in my opinion, what I think everyone should seek to be, is right smack dab in the middle. You see both sides. There's a lot of things conservatives that conservative values that I admire. I'm like, oh, you guys like believe that families should like turn your phones off and sit down and have dinner and talk about things. You believe in not cheating on your wife. You believe in, you know, like, hey, maybe we shouldn't drink and smoke and cuss and act like pirates. I dig it. But then there's like liberal ideas that I like, of like, hey, if your uncle rapes you, you should be allowed to abort the baby. Or, you know, my body, my choice. Like, I don't know, Sam summed it up very wisely the other day when I was listening to Tinfoil Hat. He said something along the lines of, we should have a conservative constitutional republic with a liberal rebellion. And I'm like, yeah, things were perfect when it was like that. You know, back when the left was the good guys. Back when there was some form of sanity before this clown world idiocracy. Apparently, dude, the left has fallen. The right has fallen with everything with Trump going on right now, not releasing the files, because in my opinion he's in the files. He's probably allegedly a chomo. The left and the right are crumbling. America is in a weird fucking spot right now, dude. And here I was for years saying, hey, we should all try to be moderate, classic liberals. No one listens, though. Because I like elephants better than donkeys. My favorite color's blue. I don't like red. You know, that stupid childlike shit. The left, though, dude. Y'all have gone bonkers, man. You slightly redeemed yourself when you tried to release the Epstein files, and then the Republicans canceled that shit. But y'all are canceling dead people. Hulk Hogan and Ozzy Osbourne have been canceled by the left. Look, man, I'm very hippy dippy. I'm super fucking liberal, like classic liberal. I'm super open minded. I'm super fucking chill. Um, but there are these like I'm a Southern gentleman. I was born and raised in Florida. I'm a fucking cracker, dude, and I live in Kentucky. You know, Kentucky, man, where we fuck our cousins and all that shit. I ain't got no teeth, but there are some like down home, down south, by the book Christian, values that I respect. One thing that I've always learned and that I've always agreed with and found no disagreement with, even when I became educated and liberalized, if that's even a word, liberalized. If not, I invented it. Don't speak ill of the dead. Common fucking sense. Don't speak ill of the dead. Where? I'm a 90s kid. I'm a 91. Am I a boomer? Am I just becoming an old fucking man? A boomer? A boomer, that dreaded label. I hated it when I first heard it, and now I go, I accept it. Call me a boomer. Don't really care. Don't care anymore. I embrace it. I'm gonna just go out there on the dance floor and boogie like Trump, like an old man, I'm losing my teeth. I'm losing my hair. Don't care. I'm an old fucking punk. Call me a boomer. I'm not hip. Half of what you guys say, I don't even know what the fuck you're saying. I just give it a heart and a thumbs up. Someone the other day, yesterday, and I'm not being mean to you or nothing, but SYBT or something, he texted in a comment section, and I went, I don't know what the fuck that is. So I Googled it, and I'm like, I couldn't find it on Google. I'm like, what does that mean? I don't know. Thumbs up, heart. Like, I'm a boomer, dude. I'm an old fucking man. I'm cool with it. But I was always taught, don't speak ill of the dead. They're dead. They cannot defend themselves. There's punching up and there's punching down. Punching up would obviously be like, fuck the man, fuck the Rothschilds, fuck the Rockefellers, punch up. Never punch down. That's common fucking sense. Never punch down. If somebody is worse off than you and they're struggling in life and an easy victim as far as verbal abuse or criticism, why would you punch down? Punching down is like the worst fucking thing you can do, and you're punching down on people who are dead and who cannot defend themselves. Ozzy Osbourne, though, apparently has been canceled after his death. The ugly moment, Ozzy Osbourne cited Hitler as an influence. Okay, I'm curious. Ozzy Osbourne has always been perceived as a controversial figure. Well, duh. We live in a Christianized, Christian nationalistic America. I see a rise in Christian nationalism coming on now, and I'm kind of scared because I'm a classic liberal and a witch. I don't want to get sent to fucking alligator Alcatraz, Ozzy Osbourne has always been perceived as a controversial figure, but that's nothing new for rock stars, who seem to be always met with a disdain and controversy. The dispute, whether it was a PR tactic or simply because of lapse in judgment, is unknown. The Prince of Darkness. By the way, such a beautiful title. I wish I could have a title before I die like The Witch of the West. Something fucking cool and dark and scary. The Gargoyle from Golgotha. Abe. Like, I want a cool fucking title, dude. The Jackal. Something cool. Has never been a stranger to dividing opinion. His 1982 interview with Night Flight is the pinnacle of this, where amongst other things, he cites Hitler as an influence. Okay. He's your influence. By the way, Ozzy, for some reason, people seem to forget this, that punk rock is very, not punk rock, but just rock and roll in general is, as my mother would say, a Pentecostal Christian woman. It has the spirit of rebellion that dwells within it. I agree. Lucifer has always been the symbol of rebellion. He had the most beautiful voice. He was the angel of music. The most beautiful angel of all. Rock and roll is rebellion. That being said, I used to be a horror punk singer for a band called Vicious Fist. You can look us up. We're on record. It existed. I'm not making this shit up. I was the lead singer of a horror punk band, which is like the darkest of the dark. Our main objective was like, how can we be crazier and more evil as far as stage theatrics? For some reason, theatrics, people have forgotten that, the conservative right. More, how can we outdo Marilyn Manson, Iggy Pop? And I didn't know about Gigi Allen at the time. Gigi Allen still got me beat, dude. The dude fucked a dead cat on stage. Roadkill. Next, sorry, I just had to think about that. Like, whoa, okay. Yeah, I'm not going that far. How can we freak motherfuckers out? Squares, you know? For one, I get off on it. Not like sexually, but it endorphin rush. I'm like, ooh, I freaked this motherfucker out. I love freaking people out. That's why I always wanted to work at like a haunted house or something. Ozzy, I'm sure for shock value was like, yeah, Adolf Hitler's my hero. Do I think Adolf Hitler was actually Ozzy's hero? No. No, I don't. I think he is shocking you. We say crazy shit. Dude, like, I say shit, and I'm not even in the punk scene anymore. I have no value from it except for, like I said, endorphin rush. Being facetious, being sarcastic, my type of humor. I will say shocking things just to watch people's reactions because it makes me happy. It brings me joy. And it lets everyone know that we have this thing called a funny bone. And I like to see people smile and go, dude, you're slick. I love that. It's self-gratification. Here's an example. I was sitting on the front porch with my brother-in-law. His name's Bobby. He's a cool dude. He used to listen to the channel. I'm not sure if he does anymore, but his stepdaughter was on the porch with us, and the dog was on the porch. I was mowing their lawn, and I was just tired. It was hot as fuck, so I was just chugging some water, just chilling there, smoking a cigarette, chilling with them. And I looked down, and their dog was licking his own asshole. And I looked over at Bobby. I said, man, I wish I could be reincarnated as a dog. And he goes, why? And I said, so I could eat my own fucking asshole. And I purposely said it in front of his daughter, who, by the way, she was like 18 at the time, so it's nothing too crazy. And she went, oh my God, and just got up and left, dude. And Bobby looked at me, and dude, he just started fucking laughing his ass off. And I'm like, and that's the reaction I wanted. Shock value, dude. It's free. I do that type of shit, man. Just say crazy fucking shit, man. I love the reaction. Whether it's negative, positive, I love it. I get off on that shit. Ozzy was probably saying, yeah, Adolf Hitler is my fucking hero. So this is the phrase that got me. And by the way, this was all a scoop from my buddy Michael, an autistic dude that I work with. He's cool as fuck. Adolf Hitler, quote unquote, had charisma. in a bad way, and I kind of admired him. First of all, admired with a D on the end is past tense, meaning he learned his lesson. He knew that he was getting into dark shit. Do you know who I admired growing up in high school? The Columbine shooters, Charles Manson. My heroes were not good people. Sid Vicious, from Sid and Nancy, Sex Pistols. Those were my heroes at the age of fucking 15, 16 years old. There's something about growing old and growing wise and going, yeah, I probably should not have idolized that person, because my liver would be a lot healthier, my lungs would be a lot healthier. I wouldn't feel like shit right now if I would not have lived that insane lifestyle. Admired. Admired. Past tense. You can look at it. The left does not understand the English language. Oh wait, that's because they're always trying to fucking change it 24/7. Anyone read 1984 when you start changing definitions of words? Kind of like with the pandemic. We're going to change the definition of vaccine a year before the pandemic. That's odd. So now vaccine includes mRNA technology. Why are they doing that? A year later, get your vaccine or lose your fucking job. Oh, you sneaky sick fucks. I kind of admired him, meaning in past tense. I used to admire him when I was young and fucking dumb. Adolf Hitler did have charisma. I say it now. I'm 33 years old. Illuminati confirmed. I'm 33 years old. Go check out an episode I did. It's probably the one and only time I will ever, I'm surprised it didn't get pulled down, talk about Holocaust denial type territory. Episode's titled Mecha Hitler. So, me and my mother-in-law, she immediately got it, dude. I said, Ozzy's getting canceled. It was yesterday morning. I was drinking a cup of coffee. I said, Ozzy's getting canceled. Hulk Hogan's getting canceled, which we're not going to get to Hulk today, but I said, dude, I want a meteor to hit this world. And my mother-in-law started laughing. And she said, what did he get canceled for? I said, first of all, he's dead. He can't even defend himself. I said, he said Hitler had charisma. And then she goes, Hitler did have charisma. And I looked at her and I said, I know, right? And the thing is, I'm not doing this as a compliment to Hitler. The dude literally put you under his spell when he would do speeches. Like, I don't even speak German. I read the subtitles, obviously. But, like, if you took the subtitles away, when he's up there, like, I'm like, whoa, I don't know what this dude's saying, but I'm fucking ready to go. He did have charisma. He brainwashed an entire fucking country. For some reason, people think of saying and pointing out the obvious is a compliment. That's not a compliment. I mean, it could be, but at the same time, it's just simply stating the fact and the truth of simply, this dude had charisma. He brainwashed Germany. An entire country was a cult. A cult. That's charisma. To be a cult leader, to be a world leader in general, culture, let's get into etymology, Jordan Maxwell territory, you have to have charisma to be a cult leader. You can't be some dopey, well, we lost World War I, Weimar Germany, maybe we should tell the Jews to leave. Not kick them out, but just tell them, like, stop doing usury and stop, just kind of leave, you know. No, you cannot make it in this world. You cannot. That was one thing I said, Bernie Sanders will never win the political race. He was a pussy. He's literally a meme of a mitten guy, a kitten guy. Mitten, kitten guy. Kitten and mittens, baby. You know. Say hi to Lily, by the way. My little kitty. My pooty cat. I was like, dude, this dude has no cojones. I don't know. I guess the message that I have to say is like, dude, do not speak ill of the dead. Is my advice to you. Obviously, do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law, you know? And law is love. Interesting. Crowley said something correct. And I live by it. I don't know, maybe I'm a Thelemite. I need to look into that, but why are we speaking ill of the dead? He who casts stones, he without sin cast the first stone. Let's be Christ-like. I may do a part 2. I may get into Hulk Hogan because there is something else I wanted to talk about Ozzy, but I love Ozzy. He's been an influential figure in my life. You guys know me. I did not have the best father, so this isn't some sort of like Stan writing Eminem. I'm not a psycho, but I've always looked at Ozzy as like, man, I wish he could have been my dad, you know. I don't know. I find older men attractive, not sexually obviously, but like attractive as far as like I just want to hug. And sometimes like I'll find a really cool older man. Like I think of all the men in my life who were older, who like were father figures, like my older brother. It actually kind of freaked him out, but at the time, but my mom and dad were going through divorce, and every Father's Day for years, you know, I would tell him like you're my dad, and I'm like, I know it's weird, I know it makes you uncomfortable because you still love our dad, but it's like you're my dad, you know. I don't know. I was a toy on Misfit Island just trying to fucking survive this insane reality, but canceling the dead, dude? That's a whole nother punching down step of evil. It's just bizarre. But Oz was cool, and we're going to get into probably Oz again because there's something else that's trending right now that I want to talk about, and I've talked about it before with Russell Brand becoming a Christian. I've talked about it with Joe Rogan becoming a Christian, and as an ex-Christian, I want to talk about it, you know, on this side as an occultist witch. But I love y'all. Blessed be. Y'all have a good day.